Bitch, you ain't 12. Been waiting for this. Bitch, you ain't 12. 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 Bitch, you ain't 12.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course, I am your host, your YouTuber, signing off unlimited, never duplicated, superstar to Vicious, and excuse me. We're gonna go over Raw this week. Was in Chicago, Illinois, and well, normally I have a disdain for Chicago, but honestly, Chicago did not really bother me this week because, I don't know if it's maybe because that they're finally happy the Pepsi Man is working again and he's not, and we don't have to get the Pepsi Man chants or what have you, but either way, I am happy. They make me happy again. So moving forward, before we get into this week's show, we gotta switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with Roman and the family coming out to the ring, gloating over on how they beat Brock up, but he was all bloodied and battered and broken down. Kind of like me after my last relationship. That's a story for another time. And yeah, Roman highlighting and saying, you know, if Brock was here, I'd do it all again to him. And then Paul Heyman, my tribal chief, I hate to break this to you, but I just read Saskatchewan, it's got a severe snowstorm. There's no way he would be able to make it here. So Roman continues to go on how he's going to beat Brock at WrestleMania. He's going to smash him, stack him, pin him, this, that, and the other. And then Paul, my tribal chief, Paul, let me finish this. But my tribal chief, Paul, let me finish. He's on his way. What? He's on his way. His plane is landing. He's on his way to the arena now. You told me he wasn't. I just found out. And Paul freaking out to no end. What do you want me to do? Roman just looks at him. You know how to finish this. We're going. So Roman then gets the Usos. They're going to the back. Paul chasing behind them in their coattails. They all go to load up into an SUV. As they're loading up into it, next thing you know, they are beep beep, and a giant fucking forklift appears with Cowboy Brock driving it, laughing his ass off. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, this has got to be the most fun I have seen Brock Lesnar just look like he's had his entire run in WWE. Going from when he was the next big thing to now. That's just me, though. Either way, back to the story. Brock then gets the forklift and jams the two forks into the SUV, you know, making it look like he trapped them all. They get out through the other doors before Brock flips the SUV over. They all get out and run off in a pickup truck. And as they're loading into the truck, Brock grabs one of the back doors. It was a 4-door cab. Grabs one of the doors and actually yanks the fucker off. He then proceeds to come down to the ring, holding that door he just yanked off like it was a prized buck he just took out on a hunting trip. And then gets on the mic, short and sweet to the point. Roman, come WrestleMania, I'm coming for you, boy, and it's blood for blood. So, yeah. Woo! So the other highlights from SmackDown, Nakamura and Boogs had a match against Los Lotharios. Nakamura and Boogs won. Yeah, not much of a shocker. We finally got the trios match we were supposed to the week prior. Drew and the Raiders went against Jinder, Shanky, and Corbin. Drew and the Raiders won, but the big thing I keep on emphasizing, I'm loving on this, is they're not letting Corbin and McIntyre touch. It's every time Corbin's about ready to go and throw a shot at McIntyre, McIntyre winds up doing like Popeye, eats his spinach and gets up real quick. He's ready to go and strike, and then Corbin's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then backs the fuck off real quick. Real chicken shit heel like, and I'm fucking loving it. You know? So, what other big highlights? Sasha and Naomi had a tag match with going against Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and oh my god, all the internet girls on the Twitter, they were all like, all the fangirls, they were all so amazing and going hype, and they're all having their moment. This was me, watching. I'm a grizzled, cranky old man. I ain't got time to get that kind of excited over that shit, damn it. Ugh. Match was good, but it ended in a DQ when Natalya and Shayna Baszler came out. After the match, Sonya Deville saw them and said, you know, girls, I like what you did. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put you in the title match, the women's tag title match at WrestleMania. So now it is a fatal 4-way. So yeah, we got that. Other big highlights. Well, it wound up, we saw Charlotte and Ronda Rousey closed out the show, having a segment with each other where Charlotte it was a basic, you know, back and forth. I can beat you, no, I can beat you, you can't touch me, I can, go ahead, do it. And then they started the brawl. And then Charlotte pulled out a Singapore cane she had hidden, wham, cracks her with it, you know. And then they proceed to fight outside, and then Charlotte grabs another Singapore cane that she had hidden, and wham, beats her with it again mercilessly. And then it ends with Charlotte Flair standing triumphant and tall over Ronda Rousey. So with that said, now we get into this week's show. Raw, it starts out. What, folks? What? We heard the glass. What? Somebody gonna open up a can of whoop-ass. What? Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Nope, not Stone Cold. Kevin Owens dressed up as Stone Cold, coming down like him. Oh, fuck, it was just so beautiful. Oh, ho, 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 it was so fucking beautiful. Kevin Owens came out. He looked like a big guy playing Stone Cold. He had he had a knee brace. He had a brace on both knees. He was wearing shorts, wearing an Austin 316 shirt, had a bald cap on, and wound up cutting a promo as if he was Stone Cold. What? What? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Kevin Owens, I'm going to show up to WrestleMania, and then Kevin Owens is going to whoop my ass. You know why? Because that's about him. He just hit all the marks on Stone Cold. Everything you liked about it. Everything you like when you hear a Stone Cold promo. Everything you can expect to hear when you hear a Stone Cold promo. He hit it. He hit them all. And then afterwards, I'm going to have a nice cold taste of beer. Throw me a damn beer. Dude throws the beer. It's like a shitty little pussy throw. And he's like, what the hell? I said throw me a damn beer. Get another little pussy throw. What the hell's wrong with you? Grab one of them beers, come in here and hand it to me. Little ringside guy grabs one out of the cooler, walks over, climbs into the ring, hands it to him. Thank you. And then next thing you know, boom, pops a stunner on him. Cracks open 2 cans, wham! And then dumps the beer onto the kid. And yeah, so, you know, you want to piss, you know, that was fucking beautiful from a fan's perspective. That was fucking beautiful to see because it was a really good parody. But goddamn, storyline wise, you want to talk about fucking poking the goddamn bear. Dude, that's fucking beautiful right there. So now we come to our first match of the night. It was Rey and Dominik. It was the Mysterios going against Robert Rhoode and the new NXT champion. Yes, Dolph Ziggler is now the NXT champion for those who don't watch NXT. Because I get it. NXT is developmental. Some folks aren't fans of developmental shows. You know, it's like with baseball. Some folks prefer Major League over Minor League. It's all good. But either way, Miz was out there doing ringside commentary. As far as the match went, nice action, good back and forth until Seth wound up coming out interrupting because Seth is still hell-bent for leather, wanting his WrestleMania moment. He wants a WrestleMania match. And then they cut the commercial break. Seth's mic kept mount. It's fucking mic. Is the mic fixed now? We good? Okay, we're good. So yeah, the mic wound up freaking out and getting shut off, just like that was Wade. And yeah. So then they went to commercial. We come back. It's like it never happened. Like the commentators don't discuss it. They don't discuss Seth being there. They don't discuss Seth's mic getting cut out. They don't even discuss Seth walking off from it. We'll get to that in a minute. But as far as the match went, they come back from commercial, raise the punching bag at first, and then Dom's tagged in. It's decent enough match. It was decent. It was good. You know? Match came to an end when Dom did the 619 and then a frog splash onto Robert Rhoode. After the match, Miz wound up doing a sneak attack on Rey and actually yanked Rey Mysterio's mask off him. Now, I know, listen, I get it. We all know what Rey looks like without his mask. We all know, ooh, all that jazz. Nah, there are just some things you don't fucking do, man. Like if a luchador wears a mask, you don't try to fucking take the damn mask off, dude. That's like going and using somebody's t-shirt to wipe your ass. No, you don't do that, man. That's not fucking cool. And you know, I intentionally burnt that part of seeing Rey that time of Rey without a mask in WCW out of my fucking head. You know, there are very few things in wrestling that I don't know anymore. One of them, what Jushin Thunder Liger looks like without a mask, and I refuse to, and so help me God, if anyone ever shows me, I will punch them in the throat. What Rey looks like without a mask, and yeah, that's pretty much the top two I can think of off the top of my head. I'm not going to sit here and waste all your time thinking about it. But either way, fucking, like, serious asshole move. In one hand, I'm like, dude, that's not cool. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, that's not cool, but fuck, you made me hate you. Now I fucking like that. Damn it. Yeah. Next up, we got Omos doing a handicap match against Apollo Crews and Commander Azeez, and well, for those that may be new to the show, sit on under the learning tree, kids, because you're about to hear Uncle Tim talk about why handicap matches are are fucked up in a way. Because if you're doing a handicap match and you have the guy with the handicap getting a win, then you're basically saying that one man is better than the tag team. Those two guys couldn't stop him. Now, I get you can make the argument, well, Omos is the giant, he's 7 foot, he's 400 pounds, he's this, he's that. Okay. Commander Azeez is roughly the same. So you're telling me that these two big Goliaths, that while Azeez, who is pound for pound the same as Omos, who also has Crews with him, who is a freaking powerhouse in and of himself, they couldn't do the job. Because yeah, Omos did get the win. There was a giant brawl before the start of the match, and then once the bell rang, Omos just powered over both of them. Match came to an end when Omos did a sidekick to Azeez and then the double choke slam to Crews, stacked them on top of each other. He wound up having his body positioned in an awkward way where the ref couldn't count at first, but then did 1, 2, 3, that was it. Afterwards, he cut a promo talking about on how it doesn't matter if it's 1 man or 100 men or whatever at WrestleMania, he's going to go and decimate them. Honestly, personally, I think it would be a good idea for Omos, if they did the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, put the fucking win on Omos. That's just me, though. So, Next up we got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley going against Natayla and Shayna Baszler. Now, before we get into that, two highlights I want to mention. One, the Seth Rollins thing. Seth wound up seeing Pierce and DeVille in the back. Wound up getting into both of their asses about it. And then eventually later on in the show, when AJ Styles came out to cut a promo on Edge for what he did, Seth came out and then said, I want your spot against Edge. And then it proceeded to have a match. We'll get to that later. The second thing, and it's a part of the story for this match, the women's tag match, you just see Carmella sitting there phone facing. While Zelina's going on about on how, we got a match coming up at Mania. It's now a fatal 4-way. Listen, our odds are not going good with each other. We need to start getting on the same page, this, that, and the other. And Carmella's just sitting there phone facing. Oh, we got this, sweetie. Don't you worry. And then Zelina grabs the phone, chucks it, and then they start squabbling with each other. Zelina calls Carmella a bridezilla. Carmella says Zelina's wedding costs more than that little dollar store crown she has. Then we get a little bit of a cat fight on our hands in the back, and get Heart Bell's Heart Bell moment. Needed my Heart Bells. And then we come to the match. Liv and Rhea going against Natayla and Shayna. Liv and Rhea, they were leading at the start, right up until Liv got tagged in, and then, it went. It dropped like a lead balloon from there for the faces. They wound up losing. At one point, Carmella came out to go and talk to Corey and complain about everything going on. You could hear Corey's mic get cut, and Saxton and Jimmy are doing the commentary, and you hear Corey sometimes jump in. Guys, I'm in the middle of trying to calm her down. Listen, I understand. It's all okay. I swear it's okay. And then as the match eventually goes on, Natayla and Shayna get the win, doing a heart attack to Liv Morgan. Afterwards, then, Zelina and Carmella do separate beatdowns on the women, and then they look at each other, still looking like they were pissed off from the fight earlier, like, let's hug it out, bitch. And then they go and hug it out, and then they were like, yeah. So next up, we got Austin Theory going against Finn Balor. And this was... Now, Pat McAfee wound up coming to ringside to do commentary on this, which you could see right off bat, the second they announced McAfee, Theory's face like... And say what you want about Austin Theory. Listen, I get it. You don't have to like him. But I will say this. My God, the kid for his age has got so much. The kid for his age, he's got years ahead of him, talent-wise and expression-wise. The way he handles himself in the ring work. In-ring work and facial expressions. Just, wow. That's what gets me with him. But as far as the match went, really dug it. McAfee, he kept coming out. He trolled Theory a few times, doing a really awkward DX crop chop thing, and and then several times coming up, not interfering, but running distraction. You hear Corey keep yelling, Pat, come back! I can't keep doing double duty, man. I can't do double duty again. It'll kill me. It'll kill me, man. Come on, please. But it was a decent enough match. Balor wound up leading the pace for the match for them, pretty much. But again, you could attribute that to McAfee jumping in. Match came to an end when Finn got a fucking roll-up. A fucking death to roll-ups. That's all I'm gonna say. Probably the coolest part of the match, though, it was afterwards you saw McAfee getting the too sweet Balor. So yeah. Next up, we got tag action. Riddle and Orton going against the Alpha Academy. And, just as a hypothetical, what if Chase University from NXT were to work with the Alpha Academy? That would truly be an educational moment. That would truly be a teachable moment. I thank you. So, as far as this match went, the heels, Alpha Academy, they were leading right up into the break. Post-break, Randy wound up getting the tag in, like literally, they come back from break, Randy, boom, tagged in right on cue. He comes in, he starts working, he's hitting all the notes, and match comes to... Riddle winds up coming in after he catches his breath, starts working with Gable for a minute, actually gets the win doing a bro Derek onto Gable. Afterwards though, then Alpha Academy proceeds to start getting ready to try and do a beatdown, because the Street Profits come out, they run roughshod, they stop Alpha Academy, then they hit up Randy and Riddle. So yeah, they did also announce prior to the beginning of this match that the Raw tag titles will be defended in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, with Riddle and Orton defending against Alpha Academy and the Profits. So now we come to Dana Brooke and Reggie in a mixed tag tornado match against Akira, Tozawa, and Tamina. Okay, so just based on the backstage vignettes we see with Tozawa and Tamina, it really looks like that the kind of relationship they have is Tozawa's like the scrangly little 80s nerd and Tamina is the really buff dom in that relationship, and Tozawa's the sub. I said what I said. It's on the internet now. It can't be taken away. So with that said, this was... the best way to describe this was... it was like a train wreck. Man, that's all there is to it. It was like a train wreck. It was fucking ugly in all the wrong ways. The only highlight of the match was when Dana did a body splash to Tamina, who was sandwiched Tozawa onto Tozawa, who was sandwiched Tamina in the corner. Tozawa then, boom, fell on the ground, and then Tamina hit the ground, headbutted Tozawa in the nuts, and he just sprung and yelled a blood-curdling scream like, "Ah!" Just, yeah. And everyone just looked for a minute like, So yeah, after that, then there was after that little corner spot, then Reggie wound up doing a splash, got a 1, 2, 3, and yeah, So now we come to the main event of the night. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, much like last week's stipulation, winner goes against Edge this time though at WrestleMania. And we got a former Ring of Honor Pure Champion in AJ Styles going against the former Ring of Honor World Champion Seth Rollins. So I'm going to leave it to your imagination on how well you thought this went. Really nice pace and action. Seth, he was leading. It was just a lot of good action in this. Now, I won't lie. At one point, Seth, he wound up landing awkward, and it looked like he messed up his knee. My first thought was, oh, fuck, no, don't fuck your knee up now. Now is the last time you want to get an injury. Now is the worst time you want to get an injury. This close to Mania? No. Thankfully, he was up moving around a few minutes later, and it looked like, and nobody even talked about it. So, I don't think nobody noticed. Maybe it was just me and my weird hyper-attentiveness. But, yeah. It was a good match. Really good. Match came to an end via a DQ, though. And it was in a good way. It was in a good way, though. Because a lot of good the match came to an end. There was a good back and forth sequence going between AJ and Rollins, where they were both trading blows with each other. Styles started to get the upper hand. Was getting ready to close it and bring it on home, sizing up for the Phenomenal Forum. Just as he coiled himself back, next thing you know, Edge, wham, cracks him with a chair, cracks him again after he falls down. The ref then calls for the bell. So, yeah. Edge basically doing that to, one, send a message to AJ, and two, whether it's mentioned or not, solidifies the fact that Edge is going against AJ. Because then it was announced, as a result of a disqualification, the winner of this match, who will face Edge at WrestleMania, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And then Seth has a complete fucking meltdown, like Bret Hart 97 meltdown. Trashes the announce table, rips the aluminum siding off the ring post, starts destroying everything all around him, and just fucking freaks the fuck out. I fucking dug it because when the show went off the air with him doing that. I absolutely loved it. So, with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Also, make sure you grab some of the Vish Rants merch over at whatamaneuver.net. Link for that is down below. Help support the show. Keep the lights on. Make sure, maybe we can actually get somebody a little better than Wade handling the equipment. Also, folks, make sure y'all follow, well, before we get to that, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to UFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. And folks, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats on Reddit on the Twitter. Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me.
Well, you don't get your way. Well,
Fuck you.
yeah, okay. You want the people that